so much with audiences around the world?
Why do I think the character of Thor resonates with audiences around the world? I think because he has evolved over the years, much like all of us. There's a growth within each film and a new experience. And he has learnt things about himself and changed and matured. And that's the journey we're all on, isn't it? It's a journey of self-discovery.
Explain the reflective nature of Thor as we find him in Thor and Love and Thunder, and how his version of Thor continues the character's growth since we first met him. So how he grows with his character.
Yeah, the reflective nature of Thor. I think, look, all of us, self-reflection. We look in the mirror and we think, who are we? Who should we be? Who do we want to be? There's a constant question we all have faced, as is Thor. And I think what he's learned over the years is to stay true to who he is. And although he wants quieter moments and wishes for peace and serenity, the universe calls upon him for his support, and he is in servitude of others. And when the call is made, he answers and off he goes.
Natalie Portman is back, this time joining the ranks of the MCU superheroes. Describe Thor's reaction to her newfound power and his lingering feelings for her.
And Natalie Portman is back, and this time as the mighty Thor, which, imagine seeing your ex-girlfriend, where there was the untold story, unfinished business. There was love there that was never truly experienced. All of that comes flooding into Thor's being and experience in that moment. And I think he's intimidated. I think he's in wonder and fascination, but most of all, he's impressed and he's in love when he sees her. Natalie Portman did the most amazing job playing the mighty Thor, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Can you introduce the villain in this film? Who plays him and what fans can expect?
The villain in this film, played by Christian Bale, he plays Gore the God Butcher, and it has rated as the highest tested villain in the MCU, and man, he was impressive. The first time he walked on set, I was blown away. I was intimidated. But what was most impressive is underneath the villainous nature of what he portrayed on screen, there was a vulnerability too. There was an accessibility there through the nuanced empathy, that he had, that was, and also was asked of an audience. You don't agree with what he's doing, but you kind of understand his anger and frustration and his motivation.
Talk about Russell Crowe as Zeus and how he was welcomed to the world of gods.
Russell Crowe as Zeus, hilarious. What I really appreciated was the fact that he came in and was self-deprecating and kind of made a fool of himself in the most wonderful way. He had such a beautiful sense of humor with it. The self-deprecating nature that he had was infectious amongst all of us. And to, I think the trapping would have been to come in and play it gladiator-esque that we've seen before and loved. But he really turned that on its head and did something very unique and fresh.
Can you talk about working within the volume versus green screen? What is it and how does it help with your performance?
Yeah, the volume's really interesting. It's a 360 LCD screen basically, and it's far more immersive than working traditional blue screen, green screen. You have the environment projected on those screens, and it is reflected back upon you. Instead of having to imagine what you're looking at in the environment, it's right there on the screen. So it is more immersive, and it makes for I think a more fun and vivid experience.
Taika Waititi returns to the helm of the film. What makes him the right director for this film, and how do you work together?
Taika Waititi, since Ragnarok really changed the game. And both he and I discussed this at length about doing something very different and something unique. And he continues to push the envelope and raise the bar and keep audiences guessing, keep them on their toes. He's collaborative and fun and chaotic and exciting. And that's what this film is, and it embodies the most adventurous spirit that is needed to be a Marvel Cinematic Universe film and picture.